Wesley Hunt said Democrats covered up Epstein files to protect weird cabal of Hollywood CEOs. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I definitely believe there's a cabal of Hollywood CEOs. But Wesley Hunt, he is definitely becoming one of my favorite politicians. He's very outspoken, very great at articulating his thoughts. I really like his conservatism. He's slowly becoming a rising star in the Republican Party. But we're gonna hear what he has to say about this whole Epstein thing. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Slay News, and they report that Rep. Wesley Hunt is demanding the release of the long hidden files connected to the late Jeffrey Epstein, making it clear that the identities of his victims must be protected. The second-term congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee warns that Democrats cover up the Epstein files to protect a, quote, weird cabal, which includes Hollywood CEOs. Hunt, a father of 3 young children and a former U.S. Army Apache helicopter pilot, didn't mince words when discussing the lengths he'd go if his own children were harmed in the same way. I feel him. Amen to that. Well, let's get right to the clip here. Here we go.
So we're talking to Congressman Wesley Hunt. One of the committees you serve on, Congressman, is the Judiciary Committee. Your colleagues on the House Oversight Committee have subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell, the partner, as it were, of Jeffrey Epstein. And it looks like she is going to be testifying. I don't know if it's going to be public. I don't know what the exact arrangement's going to be.
Before we continue, I pretty much guarantee it's not going to be public. I wish it was. It should be public, but I can guarantee it's not going to be public. I'll bet dollars to donuts that this is not going to be a public thing.
What would you ask Ms. Maxwell, and what is your view overall on the Jeffrey Epstein saga? I think people are skeptical. The fact that DOJ says there's nothing there, I think that skepticism is healthy and good in the sense that, people have been lied to repeatedly by previous administrations, so they're distrustful for just take our word for it kind of statements. Where is the Maxwell saga going, and what would you ask Ms. Maxwell herself?
Well, again, I really refer to the president on this, and President Trump has had the most transparent presidency that we have seen arguably in the history of this country. Keep in mind, President Trump was right about the Russia hoax, and lately he has been right about the terrorists. He was right about the borders. Man, he has a hat that says, I've been right about everything. In my opinion, we have to.
Oh, what just happened here? I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened. Let's go back. Sorry about that.
So we're talking to Congressman Wesley Hunt.
Let's fast
one
forward
of the committees.
That's weird. That's super weird. I've never seen YouTube like do that before, where it just bump me up like that. Let's try that again. Here we go. Sorry, y'all.
In the history of this country, keep in mind, President Trump was right about the Russia. Trump is operating in our best interest. And it's my understanding as well that we have to protect the victims of this Epstein scandal. Number one, protect their names, protect rights about everything. In my opinion, we have to let the cake, we have to let the cake bake and not panic, because President Trump is operating in our best interest. And it's my understanding as well that we have to protect the victims of this Epstein scandal. Number one, protect their names, protect their identities. And so we have to be very, very cautious with how we release this information. Look, I have 2 little girls at my house. I have a 2-year-old little boy. I have a 6-year-old little girl, a 4-year-old little girl, a 2-year-old little boy. If anybody harms my children in that manner, I will rip out their thorax and feed it to them.
Amen.
Because that is wrong. There's a special place in hell for people that abuse children. So under no
I agree.
circumstances is our party the party of human trafficking, and we're sympathizing with Epstein. We have to be careful with the truth and make sure that the world sees exactly what happened and do it in a manner that's fair and also protects the victims. Under no circumstances would I call President Trump a sympathizer under any circumstances of these criminals and of these people that are abusing young people and abusing children and child trafficking and human trafficking. That's something that we do not stand for, but we also got to stand for the truth. And so if she does come in town and she is questioned, again, I think we're going to have to get to the bottom of some of the weird stuff that went on. But keep in mind, a lot of this weird cabal that went on, it's the left. It's actually Hollywood CEOs. It's actually people that they have been hiding this for years. I find it really funny that we're talking about Epstein right now. But what about the previous 4 years under Biden? Nothing. What about Obama? Right. Nothing. And then now all of a sudden, this is now the forefront of the news because people have a really bad case of Trump derangement syndrome. And I will end with this.
I agree with that.
For those that think that President Trump was on that flight or on the Epstein Island, let me tell you, we would already know about it. We would have known about it before the first time that he ran. So let's be clear about something. President Trump had very little or nothing to do with that because we would absolutely already know about it because they had been attacking this man ever since he came into the political sphere and ever since he became the president, not once, but twice. So again, I always say, let the cake bake, don't panic. And when the truth comes out, we will all look back and we will say, well, damn, he was right again.
So that actually leads perfectly into my question, because when I saw you in D.C., I realized I knew you from this video of you and Byron Donalds talking to Sage Steele, and you're telling this story about how Donald Trump's there with an Afghanistan leader and they're negotiating.
Okay, so I guess that's it for the Epstein thing. But wow, I'm gonna do what Wesley Hunt said. I mean, I'm not gonna stop talking about it. That's the one thing that upset me about this whole thing. And Trump is he don't want us to. He been saying like why are y'all still talking about this? I don't like that he said that. I don't like that he's like he like talking down to people that's concerned about that. But aside from that, I agree with Wesley Hunt. I'm gonna give him some time and see what comes out of this. He just Donald Trump's what was it, deputy AG or whatever the guy is, went in and talked to Ghislaine Maxwell. She gave up 100 people. So we're gonna wait to see if he's gonna release any information on that. And then when she goes in and talk before Congress, we'll see what she has to say on that. So I'm gonna do what Wesley Hunt say. I'm gonna give Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt for now and give him time to get this stuff together. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.